This is the BA-11, and it is the first Russian armoured car to be added into War Thunder as a prize vehicle for the second season of World War mode. And for the time being, this is the only Russian armoured car in the game, but hopefully we can see other vehicles of this type, such as the BA-6 or the BA-10, in the near future. Now, the BA-11 occupies a spot at Tier 1 of the Russian Ground Forces line as a premium at BR 1.3. This makes it ideal for any lineup with reserve level vehicles or other premiums such as the T-35 land battleship. The main gun on the BA-11 is a mainstay of low tier for the Russians, a 45mm 20k cannon with an ace reload of 2.9 seconds, and the availability for either AP-HEBC or AP rounds. Now, the AP round does have a slight pen advantage, although it does then lack any explosive filler, so personally I run with the AP-HEBC despite the lesser pen due to it having 19 kilograms of A92 explosive filler. The drive performance of the BA-11 is fairly average for a ground vehicle of this BR. To demonstrate the performance, I put together a little race between a BT-7, the BA-11 and a T-26. The recording is running at twice speed here, but it does clearly show how the BA-11 is placed roughly between the BT tank and the T-26, of which are the more common Russian vehicles at this BR. If anybody wishes to use the standard speed version of that as a reference, it will be linked as an unlisted video in the description. The BA-11 also features a fair few camouflage options, all of which are the standard types for low tier Russian vehicles. So with those things looked over, let's go and jump into a match. Now, we're just going to look at one full game in this video. I have this one game on Advanced to the Rhine that I think fairly well demonstrates how I play the vehicle, and there's not really much need here to look at multiple games. After we've looked at this match, I'll quickly show a few other short clips just to demonstrate a few other aspects of the vehicle, and then we'll finish up the video. Okay, so Advanced to the Rhine, we have the standard triple cap map layout, and straight away, something worth mentioning. Panzer II. Now, many of you may know that the Panzer II has a 20mm autocannon with up to 64mm of pen, and in each clip it is 10 rounds, so it can continuously pump 10 rounds into you before having to reload. The BA-11, best armor, 15mm, but that thickness of armor is pretty much non-existent. Majority of your armor is around 13mm. Obviously, that's not going to stand up against 64mm of pen, so these German 20mm autocannons become quite the pain, and it can be the same for a lot of SPAAs, especially the American SPAAs, such as I believe it's the M13 with 250 cals. They can also pen you, so a lot of these high fire rate autocannons or heavy machine guns are quite annoying when playing the BA-11, so just something worth saying. Try to avoid them, and if you see them, try and at least knock out their gun before they can get a shot off on you. First enemy that we see after leaving the A point looks to be a little Panzer III. 2 shots. First shot knocks out the transmission and the 2 people in the front of the hull. Second shot goes in, knocks out the turret crew, giving me my first kill. I am now looking around, looking down towards the 2 lower points, and you know, it's a Panzer II. You've got to be careful with these things. Luckily, he does minor damage. He essentially does no damage to my vehicle, slight bit of engine damage, bit of wheel damage, but nothing major. My first shot didn't actually pen, but then the second shot obviously went in and destroyed him. Another German vehicle up there, Panzer IV-C, shot goes in, and, you know, a good demonstration there of why I use the AP-HEBC over the AP. The explosive mass allows it to sort of go in, and if it explodes, it will generally kill the crew or knock out a large majority of the enemy crew. Another enemy vehicle there, poor little Japanese boy with his big high caliber cannon, and you know, nice little double kill there, 2 of them quite close together. As said, ace reload of 2.9 seconds. I do have for this an aced crew, which does mean I have that 2.9 second reload, and it is definitely fun to drive around in low tier with such a good reload. Now, as you can see, someone is dropping artillery on top of me, so I make the decision to sort of attempt to move. I know there's an enemy vehicle just up there, an Italian low tier vehicle, and I don't want the artillery to blow me up. As you know, maximum armor's 15 mil, and the roof armor is even less than that, so it's highly likely if an artillery shell is close to you, it will do a bit of damage, and I have died a fair few times so far 2 artillery strikes. And as you can see, getting little bits of damage, taking tiny little bits of damage from those near artillery strikes. But there's the Italian. He tries to flank, he tries to push out the other side, expecting that I'm tunnel visioning on where he previously was. I do then take him out. Another Italian on the hill, and this will be the death of me. I shoot him a bit, he reverses away, and then I just forget about him and engage someone else, and then he comes in and very swiftly takes me out. Begin to move forward to try and get away from where that artillery strike was happening, although at this point it looks to have stopped. And as I'm driving, I sort of scan around, and I spot an enemy vehicle. Little Japanese tank moving along. Begin to reverse up, get the gun into the position. I need to reverse then to get the gun up, and I kill him. And then I get killed by that Italian tank that I previously shot. But nonetheless, 7 kills there, a base cap and an assist, and it fairly well demonstrates how I play the vehicle. I tend to try and keep in cover as I was hiding near those buildings, but also, you know, move your position every so often and try and be mobile and try and get close to the enemy. And, you know, I find I was fairly aggressively pushing with this vehicle, which is not exactly a playstyle that I usually employ. So just a few things to quickly note off with some clips to demonstrate it. First off, driving the BA-11 on snow, mud or sand, the mobility will drop considerably. This is the same for basically all of the armoured cars in the game, and I really do wish that they would add like some kind of chain wheel modification to make its sort of off-road capability a little bit better. But nonetheless, that is something to keep in mind. Your mobility will drop a fair bit. And then again, as mentioned, the top armour of the vehicle, as with most vehicles at low tier, is incredibly weak, and aircraft, if an aircraft has a 50 cal for example, they will pen you, and it's very easy for them to kill you with guns, and of course bombs as well will definitely blow you up. Aside from that though, it is a very fun vehicle. It is a shame that the first Soviet armoured car to be introduced was done so as an event vehicle, but nonetheless it is nice to see the Soviets getting a bit more variety with a new vehicle type, and I have really enjoyed playing this. The fast reload is definitely very nice, the penetration of the rounds is very consistent and very high performing for the BR, and just generally it is a fun vehicle to play. You can of course get this by not only competing in World War mode to get on the leaderboard, but also if you do the World War mode marks of distinction, you get 3 of them, you will then be rewarded with this vehicle. And I would advise trying to do that if you're looking for a low tier sort of clubby vehicle that you can just have fun in and just mess around. Anyway though, thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy, please consider dropping a like on the video, maybe even subscribe to the channel. If you do, that would be massively appreciated. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you in the next one.